So at the start of the movie, we are shown two men. They were basically going in a taxi. One of them was driving the taxi, while the other sat in the back. He was dressed in a suit that was black and red. The name of this man is Deadpool. He is the main character of this movie. He is going somewhere, and he was talking to the taxi driver. He tells him that he has been looking for his enemy for more than a year. I want to search for him soon and finish him. The taxi driver asks him that why are you searching for him? Deadpool replies to take revenge on him. He has ruined my face. He has done many experiments on my body. Deadpool shows him his face while putting off his mask. He says that see yourself. While conversing with him, he glanced at the back seat and realized that his bag of weapons was missing. He says to the taxi driver that shit, I forgot the bag there. Now I just have to use just 2 swords. This time, he just had 2 swords. He also had a gun with only 12 bullets. I have to finish him with these weapons. Now Deadpool jumps from the taxi as it crosses the bridge. He begins drawing by moving his legs like a child. He was drawing that, how will he finish his enemy? Meanwhile, he sees the cars of his enemy. He immediately goes there and kills his enemy's companion with the bullets of his gun. This scene is interesting. Their cars fell while rolling. Here it is revealed to us that the name of Deadpool's enemy is Francis. He was a huge villain, and he was a bad man. The fact that Deadpool and Francis are fighting becomes well known and widely circulated. This news also broadcasts on the TV. Then we see a giant man in a house. It seems that he is made of steel. That man becomes aggressive while seeing this news. He calls a teenage girl. She has short hair. They go to meet Deadpool in anger. Now here we are told the story of the past. When Deadpool was a normal human, he didn't become Deadpool yet. His name was Wade. He goes to a bar. His friend was also there. And there was a fight going on with a giant man with someone. Wade was enjoying after seeing all this. Meanwhile, a girl comes to Wade. Her name was Vanessa. She comes and starts talking with Wade, and she likes him. Now slowly they become friends. They were together for 1 year, but one day Wade gets faints and falls down. After coming to his senses, he makes some tests done. He comes to know that there is cancer in his brain, liver, and lungs. Hearing it, he becomes worried and scared also. Now the scene shifts to the Deadpool. While fighting, Francis ran from there. But then their Deadpool hears the voice. Like Francis' wife is following him. When Deadpool sees NB Knack, there was Francis. Deadpool stabs his sword in Francis. Francis's nose was bleeding. Deadpool says that today I have taken my revenge. You were the one who made my face like this. With it, Deadpool shows him his face while putting off his mask. Francis says that so you are that person. They were tacking. Meanwhile, that steel man comes from behind. He picks up Wade and throws him. From here, the story shifts into the past. Vanessa was saying to Wade that don't be worried, I will be with you. We will together start its treatment. But Wade insists, no Vanessa, I can't bear to see you like this. If something will happen to me, what will you do? I don't want this. Saying this, he comes to a bar from there. He comes and sits with his friend, and his friend says to him that here a man is waiting for you for a long time. Go and meet him. When Deadpool goes and meets that man, he says to Deadpool that I know you have a disease and you want to cure it. In this, I can help you. But one more thing with it. I can also give you superpowers. But Deadpool says that no, I want to spend life as a normal human. Saying this, he comes from there. From here, the scene shifts into the present. The Steel Man asked Deadpool, what's the problem with you? Why are you using your powers for the wrong reasons? Deadpool responded to the Steel Man, don't lecture me. I will take revenge on those who have wronged me. Then that teenager says to Deadpool to see the backside. When Deadpool sees the backside, Francis had run from there. Deadpool becomes aggressive with the Steel Man. He starts beating him. If you didn't trap me in your talks, he wouldn't run from there. He starts beating the Steel Man because he was so hard. Both wrists and a leg of Deadpool breaks. The Steel Man says to him that you have made me insane. He hits him hard. Due to it, Deadpool falls at a far distance. Then he ties his wrist with his hand, takes him somewhere. Here, Deadpool reacts strangely. Instead of saying him to release his hand or opening up that lock, he cuts his hand. His hand starts bleeding. If there will be any normal human, he would die. But this secret I will also tell you later, that why Deadpool wasn't dead. After doing this, Deadpool jumps down from the bridge, and he falls in a junk truck. From here, the scene again shifts into the past. When Deadpool was a human means Wade. He was faint. When he opens his eyes, he was at a place. There were 2 people around him, a male and a female. They inject something into his body. They do many experiments on his body. They torture him a lot. His condition gets worse. Then he was given the electrical shocks. He was submerged in water as cold as ice. Sometimes he was beaten badly. This means all the things from which he feels tortured. This was done with Wade to bring some changes to his body. But there is no change in his body yet. They were doing this to bring some mutations to Wade's body, to bring super abilities in him. Now Wade is tied and they lay him down at a place. There was one more patient with him. They were also torturing him. He tells Wade that the name of this doctor is Francis. Now you get it. He's the same Francis whom Deadpool is following. Why is he following him? So, hear it. Now Francis again comes to Wade. He throws him in a chamber in which there is no oxygen. Going inside, Wade stops breathing, his body becoming strange as someone had thrown acid on him, and his skin starts burning. Francis starts talking to him, but Wade was silent. As Francis goes, Wade takes out a matchstick from his mouth, and it goes towards the cylinder straight. He set that matchstick on fire and throws it there. The pipe holds the fire, and that the lab sets on fire. Now Wade comes out of there. He starts attacking Francis, but Francis pushes him. Wade falls down, because his body was very weak. They fight a lot, but Wade couldn't face him. Francis picks up a rod and stabs it in Wade. On the other side, the lab was burning. Its parts were falling down while burning. Francis runs from there, but Wade was still there. Many hours passed. The fire was stopped, but the whole building was changed into ashes. Wade was also under that ash. When he comes out of that ash, he was surprised. That's why I am not dead yet. The challenge was that he had mutations in his body, and now he possessed a plethora of superpowers that he can heal any part of his body. He had become immortal. But the bad effect of this was that his body was burned completely, as you see before. Wade was worried about Vanessa, and he goes straight to Vanessa. But on the way, everyone was staring at him badly, like he is looking weird. Because Wade doesn't know that how is he looking, because he comes here behind Vanessa from there. Meanwhile, Vanessa goes inside that building, and when Wade sees his face in the mirror outside, he becomes sad. He says while seeing his face that Vanessa will never accept me. From there, Wade goes to that bar. There was his friend. He says to his friend that see what has happened with my face. Vanessa will never call me. His friend says that what is its solution? Wade says that there is no man in the bar who said that he can make my disease cured. Then his friend says that if that man is not there who said that he can cure your disease, that man is there who can make your face fine, because he has ruined your face. Search for him. He is considering you dead. He is thinking that you don't have any superpowers. That's why he went from there while leaving you there. You, my brother, do work for yourself. Prepare a mask and suit for yourself, from which he can't judge that it's you and you were alive. After it, you will search for him and attack him. I named you Deadpool. From here, Wade is named S. Deadpool. He goes to his house. He prepares a mask for himself with a white cloth. This means from here, his journey starts, to search for Francis. Now, it's been a year that he was searching for Francis, and when he couldn't search Francis, he killed his companions. Now that time comes when he prepares a nice black and red suit for him. Finally, that day comes when Deadpool gets the news that where Francis could be. He meets that man there. The man said to him that he can cure his disease. Deadpool understands that he may be linked with Francis somehow. He asks him in anger that where is Francis? That man gets scared, and he tells him. Now the scene shifts from here. We are shown at the starting of the movie that Deadpool is going somewhere with the taxi driver. Now the past and present scenes merge, and the real story starts from here. Here Deadpool fell into that junk truck. Now Deadpool comes to his senses. Deadpool gets shocked while seeing that where that junk truck stops, because that was an old lady's house. She comes to him in the laundry when Deadpool comes to wash clothes. That old lady has given the solution to Deadpool to prepare his suit in red and black color. They become friends because that old lady was blind and she couldn't see Wade's face. But here Wade himself tells that old lady that what happened to him. Here it is also revealed to us that if anybody part of Wade gets dead, it again heals and regrow. These were his superpowers, means super abilities. He says to that old lady, "Can I stay here till my hand regrows? But after it, I have to search for Francis." Now we see Francis with that female friend. The female friend with whim, he injects something in Wade. Then they go to Wade's friend. They ask him that where is Wade? He says that I don't know. The female friend of Francis sees the picture of Wade and Vanessa. She says to Francis that, "Francis, I know Vanessa. It is easy for us to reach Wade." When they leave the friend of Wade who was in the bar, he calls Wade and tells him everything. Wade becomes worried. He goes to that place where Vanessa works. It was a bar. Going there, he asks everyone that, "Have they seen Vanessa? She is my friend." But when he sees Vanessa, he loses the courage to talk to her, because he was feeling that Vanessa will get scared after seeing his face. He goes into the washroom from there, and meanwhile, someone tells Vanessa that someone is searching for you. Vanessa thinks that Wade is there. She goes outside being excited. Wade wasn't there. Francis and his friend kidnap her. When Deadpool comes out of the washroom while being scared to talk to Vanessa, but he doesn't see Vanessa anywhere. Then he receives a text. It was from Francis. Francis also has a fake name. His fake name was Ajax. He sends the text from this name. He says that if you want Vanessa back, so come to this location. Deadpool goes to his house and takes his all weapons. He takes a steel man and that teenager also with him. He sits in the same taxi in which he was going before. Now they reach the junkyard, the place where Francis has called them. Here Deadpool again forgets his weapons bag in the taxi. Deadpool says that, "Shit, I only have a sword now. Will I fight with the sword?" Meanwhile, Francis's companion arrives there. Francis and his friend were standing on the container. Francis sends his friend down. She starts fighting with a teenager, but the teenager was also very sharp. She starts fighting with her. The steel man picks up huge tires and throws them on the companion of Francis. Those were fighting nicely. But when Deadpool sees that his companions stop Francis's companions, getting a chance from it, he goes near Francis. He was on a container. Then Francis and Deadpool fight a lot. Francis's friend pressed the steel man's neck tight, but when teenager sees this, she throws her all powers towards that girl. There was a huge blast. All the containers start moving there. Vanessa was also in a glass chamber. It also starts falling down. Francis also falls down from the container. When Vanessa's chamber begins to collapse, Deadpool comes to save her. After healing, Deadpool again comes on it. He sits on it. Who said to Francis to give super abilities to Deadpool? After it, those powers dominate him. He hits Francis. Francis's nose and mouth start bleeding. Now Deadpool says to Francis to make his face fine, so Francis starts laughing. "You think that I will make your face fine?" Deadpool says that, so that is the thing. With it, he takes out his small gun and was about to shoot him. Meanwhile, Steelman's voice comes from behind. He says to him that, "Deadpool, now will you use your power wrong? You are a hero and you can't do this." But Deadpool ignores him. He shoots at Francis's face. The Steelman looks strong and huge from the outside. He was scary from inside. He starts vomiting after seeing this scene. After this, all of Vanessa comes to Deadpool. She starts hitting him with punches, so Deadpool says to her, "Okay, hit me. I know that you are right, and you should punch me, but I will show you a thing after it. You will not accept me." Vanessa says, "What's so in it?" Deadpool says to her to take off his face mask, and you will know it yourself. Vanessa takes off his mask. There was one more inside it. When Vanessa removes it, there was the real face of Deadpool. It was badly burned. After seeing his face, Vanessa says that what's bad in it? Eyes, nose, and mouth. Everything is fine. Just a skin issue, and everyone has a skin issue. Not everyone has flawless skin. I will soon become habitual of it, but I will never leave you. They were happy. They again sort out. Here Deadpool Part 1 ends. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.